Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Yeah. I've been through it all, I've been through it all. Looking at Goliath at the stand tall. My heart, it feel like David every time I fall. My problems look like giants, I'ma slay them all. Every single beef, I had to let it be. Spend a lot of time wasting energy. That ain't make sense to me logically. But I feel way better when I walk in peace. Please don't bring the gossip to me. I mean, no offense, I'm finding out jealousy. Only a lack of confidence. Focused on me more, focused on you less. Everybody do that. Look around and be blessed. Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Yeah. I know the pain you felt, I felt it with you. I know the hate you feel, the scar tissue. Unhealed trauma is trying to kill you. But come back to love, man, we all miss you. Hey, life is like a seesaw, it's up, then it's down. It's all about progress, you can't stop now. Take a step every day, look back and see miles. Could make it to the top if you stop looking at the ground. Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I like.
I'll be okay. Hey, man.
That's right.
I heard a song probably like last week. That's been my vibe like since.
Yeah. That was a cool intro. I like that.
Yeah. And it fits. Because that's all we do on here is talk about the things that we've learned, how far we've come, how we got here. And there's a lot of other channels and stuff where you can go and you can hear about how many times to breed a female or what heat to start breeding her, all the other things, the dog things. Oh. And I just like to be dog people. You know what I mean? If only for an hour or so a week, just be people. You know what I mean? So
I like that.
And I'm honored to have you guys.
It's honored to be here.
Oh yeah, honored to be here.
We appreciate it.
This is the Tuesday night Bully Talk live crew. Got Caleb Weddle, got Big Unk, got Amanda G. Nixon. Michael Higginson is part of the crew, but he's not going to be with us tonight. That's okay. We've had him on here before, and Mike's been a part of what we do here, so that's going to be all right.
Oh yeah.
So I want to start where I always start, and that's at the beginning. I want to talk with each of you for a minute or two about how you got into these bullies and these dogs, and where your passion for this thing started. Whoever wants to go first, I'm just lob it up.
Yeah.
Mine's probably a little bit shorter of a story. I'd always been raised with dogs of varying breeds, everything from golden retrievers to Jack Russell Terriers. But it turned into in my young adult life, I enjoyed pit bulls because of they are truly the every dog, and at that time that was just where my head was at. And so I started out with pit bulls and Amstaffs. At one point when I left Boise, Idaho, I ended up having to leave my dogs there with the ex who loves them. So it wasn't I wasn't leaving them in anybody else's care that couldn't do it. But it was a while before I had dogs again. So I ended up with bullies because a friend of mine here in Alabama, she and her husband got bullies, and I just fell in love with the breed. And at that point, I even went so far as to try to find one that had a similar bloodline who had, similar or in common, ancestry and everything like that. And so that's kind of where that went. I started with an XL and got myself a pocket, and they're very different. They're very different.
So what made you go XL to pocket?
So, starting in pit bulls and Amstaffs, my first was Loki, and he was actually a pit bull Amstaff. So he was big, 90 pounds of giant black dog, and I just fell in love with the size, the muscle tone. He wasn't built like a pit bull. He was built, thicker, bigger. And ultimately, I didn't know this until much later, but some pups off of him ultimately ended up founding some bloodlines that are in the Idaho area, the Idaho and Oregon area. So he ended up producing American bullies. It's crazy.
Okay, all right. What about you, Big Unc? I'll let you go before you forget.
I'm gonna try to do short as I can, man. Hey, I've been in the dogs. Like, I had pit bull mix when I was 12 years old, and a lot of people used to hog hunt around me. So, and that's what I got into also. And so I started breeding like cur dogs and pit bulls for catch dogs. And really, at the time, the pit bulls was kind of like small. You know what I'm saying? Really wasn't no big pit bull. That's why we're crossing with cur dogs. But on through the years, like when I was 17 years old, I bred my first. I bought my first pit bull, and a couple years from that, I did my first breeding. I did my first breeding as a pure pit bull. So I started off of that. Didn't know a lot about breeding. Didn't have a mentor, nowhere around me, because back then, we didn't call, each other mentors or whatever. And we just bred our own way, did our own things. It's a lot of breeds that, say for instance, it's a lot of ways that I bred that I thought was right was really wrong, because I learned through trial and error that how much bad flaws you could pull up from 3 and 4 generations back to the front from your dog by inbreeding. But and just like I said, I learned what not to do. I didn't have a mentor at the time, so and still on through the years, I got it right. So then, kind of like switched over to, I wouldn't say bullies at the time, but blue dogs started showing up. And the first blue dog that I had was a watchdog. So all this other stuff really didn't, it might have existed, but it wasn't bought to us, in other words. So then you start coming with Razor's Edge, right? Edge hit the scene. And then also Gotti start, from Gray Line. So Gotti came out, man. So everybody started calling the Gotti line, which it was a Gray Line. But, Richard came, I also had a couple descendants off of Gotti. And look, so rock on. So that's how I met Dave Wilson. I met Dave Wilson in a show in Atlanta, and we was all showing UKC. Huh?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, I thought somebody said something, but we were showing in UKC. They never would pick, they really had Staffordshires, that kind of type of dog. But they was bully, but I had bullies too, but they wouldn't look at our dogs. UKC would not look at our dogs. They would not. And so Dave, I think it was the second time that we went to UKC in Georgia. He told everybody, he said, look, he said, I want everybody to stay after the show, after the UKC show. We got something, we got something planned that we've been talking about. We think it'll work or whatever, So he came over with ABKC. So he gave us like 2 months to get our dog registered in ABKC. It was free. All you had to do is just send the picture of your dog in the third 3 generations pedigree. So we started doing that, and people started coming in, man. They was doing it. And I remember the first ABKC show, it was in 2004. And it's like, man, when it started out, it was really like politics. I really didn't like it. So it's like dogs shouldn't have won. You know what I'm saying? And me knowing I always had an eye for dogs, and you seen dogs that had easty westy feet, win, you know what I'm saying? So it got better. It got better, but I fell out the game because, I seen what was going on, and I was just really when you go to these shows and you know who was gonna win before the show, you wasting your money. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I was still going to the shows just to see other dogs. I seen a lot of nice dogs, man. I grew from Elite Edge Board and MSN. So it was a lot of people that because the only thing we had back then was website, you know what I'm saying?
That was
Computer.
Yeah.
that was dial-up days, huh?
Yeah. So we didn't have
Get off
Facebook
the
and all
phone.
that. So that's how I learned pedigrees through that board. And man, it was so many people that had dogs that you really didn't know about. And I studied pedigrees, man. I knew pedigrees. You could just tell me where the dog come from. I could tell you what his ancestors was, but now it changed so much, man, through the years because everybody put their kennel name on it. So
Hmm.
so when I'm gonna speed up, to the point from like 4 years ago. All right, so when we started this podcast and we were just talking about it backstage, so I was
Hold
Caleb
on.
now
No,
first guest.
not yet. That's
Huh,
not
wait for it.
yet.
I was,
Not yet.
it was still my dream. So see
Okay.
what I was saying, I quit showing, right?
Yeah.
I quit showing, but Caleb and them by being on the podcast, they got me back. In other words,
Okay.
the flame grew back. The flame grew
Got
back because they were showing. And so I wanted to show too, you know what I'm saying? Because they said it changed a lot. It ain't political like it usually be, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I started back showing.
Took off your
So I'm
belt.
I'm I'm gonna cut it off right there though. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
Caleb talk.
you hit fast forward like when you hit it like 10 times and it goes like
I
15
didn't I didn't
minutes.
want to take all night. I didn't want to take all
No,
night.
I
Good.
He's
hey,
got a he's
I
got a good story. It's just it's a decently
it,
lengthy one, and
it,
he's trying to sum it up.
yeah, I know.
He's
I'm just
great.
messing with him because I love hearing him talk. I love hearing
Mm.
from the roots because he was there day one.
Oh yeah.
And when he actually is on the other side of this being interviewed and it comes out, and I love this, and thank you for the opportunity. And Bruce, I'm gonna shed light on you to make sure that people understand, like, you were there at the meeting when they were talking about ABKC. You were there at the
Yep.
very first ABKC show.
That
You
was
were
dope.
there when it was free to get them
Mhm.
registered as 2-month period. So
Yep.
you were there, and it's so cool. I love talking to you, and I love hearing this side of the story because, man, you you're so humble. You're talking about trial and error. You're talking about being there. And man, you have been such a listening ear for me on so many different things. And man, I appreciate you.
Mm.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
He's a real one.
Yeah.
Now you.
Yeah. All right. So man, I always loved dogs. My dad did not like dogs. We always would have a dog, but it was always, just whatever it was, like whatever breed was actually in there, very mixed breeds, a dog that we got for free or things like that. But I
Mhm.
grew up loving dogs. When I became an adult, like I went in the military. When I got out, well, when I was in the military, I had an English Cocker Spaniel. And I was like, I don't like that breed. I don't ever want to go to that breed again. You find very, very personality traits, but I started to dissect like what a dog was, the breed, and how they actually respond. And I started looking into English Cocker Spaniels and the breed and things like that. And I was like, yeah, that breed's not for me. I love a pit. I love a pit. I love the loyalty. I love the drive. I like um, a control drive, but I
Mhm.
like the dogs. So I got a pit bull. When me and Nakai actually first got together, she had two pit bulls. I had a pit bull. When she actually entered my house, she had two females. I had a male. It was just me and him. We were living life, and in come these women to change our life, flip our life upside down.
Females
But
now, God.
yes, but I say that in the best absolute way possible. That was the biggest blessing that literally walked into my life. And man, me and my wife run this together, Bully Pride Productions. Like I said, this started about 10 years ago when we got together. Like I said, we both had pits, But right when they walked in, he was sniffing the younger pit, and the mama pit, which she wasn't really her mama, but the older pit like
Mhm.
did not like it, so they all went at it like literally right when they all walked in. I was
Oh
like,
my
all
God.
right, so it was we tamed them, things like that, but they all end up getting along. But yeah, we fell in love with the look of American Bully because we loved the pits. American Bullies were just exaggerated, and their temperament was so much better. So you get what you're, I think a lot of people transition from pits to, bullies because of that. They get the same features, actually exaggerated, so they look even cooler, but the temperament's even better. It's even chiller.
Yeah.
They're a companion animal. So she kept looking at these. We went through a few different breeds before we actually went and paid the money to get an American Bully. Went to Jason Sargent up in Athens, Alabama, Zulu Kennels. We got Kane. He was a 19 and a half inch American Bully, standard, nice tri boy. Um, Man, we brought him home. We loved him. We loved the temperaments. People kept coming up to us, asking us about him, things like that. And we're like, hey, let's get a female. Let's put some puppies. Like, let's see what they can do. Let's have a generation off this. I like the dog, and a beautiful litter. It was very very easy that first litter, too easy because there's a lot of trials and errors and but
Deceptively.
yeah, but blessed us with a beautiful litter. We love the breed, so we started getting more dogs. We invested pretty much every penny and more that we got off that first breeding, and started changing our backyard into a place that we can actually have dogs and for them to have room. We didn't know what it was going to become. We didn't know how much we were going to grow and how fast we were going to grow. But hey, let's put a slab of concrete. Let's put a roof over. Let's put some cages out there. Let's really have room for them. Let's set a dog run. Let's set a dog area where we still have a backyard, but this. And then it continued to change. And then we got Genesis. So then we got into showing. We got big into showing. This was about 2020. Um, so got in big into showing. It all started 2016. That's when Bully Pride was established. 2020, 2021, we got Genesis, and we went to a show and fell in love with it. The show bug bit us, and it bit us fast and hard. And Genesis, took us all over the place. Yeah, so it's become this right here, and that's multiple slabs of concrete, drainage system, roofs on both. We have the lights around them, so we can see out there. If something's messing with them, which it's a fenced off area. But I'm saying, I don't want to just if they're barking at something, I don't want to just blindly yell out there like, "Hey, no, I want to see what's going on," because generally they're barking at something. They're alerting you for something. So to see out there, but yeah, and then we have an inside outside whelping area too. This house was literally designed like for what we were going to make it. We're very very blessed with the opportunity because again we didn't know what it was going to turn into, and it just kind of transitioned slowly over time, and we just kind of utilize what we were already blessed with here and how it was all set up. You up right here, the puppies. I'm in the whelping room. That's actually where I do the live. And the whelping room is this huge. It's an awesome area. We have 4 whelping bays, inside outside whelping area. We have a couch and love seat in here. Like it's big enough for this is where we hang out. We have a fridge. We got a freezer, for raw dog food, incubator. Man, we have all of our ribbons, everything. Man, we got a security system around it. We got a TV in here. And got the wall of fame right behind us.
Yeah.
Man, that's become a awesome, awesome thing. Big
It's
Bruce
a
has
thing.
signed it.
It's a
Michael
thing.
Higginson has signed it. Amanda Nixon has not signed it.
Shots fired.
Yes. Oh, jab. I'm glad it's felt. But no, I've invited her over numerous times to sign it because, yeah,
Uh,
we've.
he's still never given me the address. So
Oh,
Yeah, come by. Come by.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at,
That's
all
come out
right.
to this house in the woods that I'm not giving you the address for. Fantastic. Sure.
That's why she hasn't visited. But yeah, man, we really got serious about it. It's about that 2020 mark. Yeah, that's the corner I'm looking at right now. So that's actually all of Genesis awards to the left of the incubator. Um, and to the far left, we actually have his son Levi's wall. We actually separate them. So we know, which ribbons from which person and things like that. And Levi's son, his is it's about 2/3 of what his dad's is. Um, and his dad, dual grand champion Genesis, he did pass away about a year and a half ago. That was tough. But he left a yard full of beautiful, beautiful productions, and we've really just took that and built off it. And my wife does this full time. She is the heart and soul of this program. Um, I mean that from everything in me. She runs our page. She runs our kennel. She whelps. Man, Nakai Weddle.
Why are we talking to you then?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I want to know. I'm just along for the
Oh
ride.
my God.
Cole House.
Hey,
Cole
here
House.
I
Now
am.
that's what you call a below the belt punch right there. That's a below the belt punch.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yes.
Hey, widen that zoom out and have her sit next to you.
Yeah, no, she's inside. She's also an incredible mother. Like, so she's in there, she keeps the house running along with the kennel and the program and like I said, the whelping. She
Yeah.
does all the videography, the photography. Like, she has literally self-taught herself. And it's because of when we got into dogs. Like, we would get pictures from people at shows and things like that. But
Yeah.
she literally took that on herself and started doing these like online classes, for like actually doing things on the computer. Like, she was actually doing one-on-one where she could build banners and things like that, and self-taught herself photography and all these different tools and trades that definitely help us promote our program.
That's
But
awesome.
it's been an awesome ride, man. But she deserves all the credit.
No,
And it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to learn. It's not just as simple as camera, point, picture. Like, it's not.
no, it's
There's
not.
so many different things in breeding that comes along with it that people don't understand. Well, with having a kennel, a program, and really being able to put that out there, because if you have nice dogs behind a fence, no one knows about it. Like, you just have nice dogs behind a fence. You have to have nice dogs behind a fence in a way to show the world that you have nice dogs behind your fence. People have to know you to buy dogs from you because all the scams and things like that. But people have to follow you to really buy into what you're doing and to understand where
Yes.
you're going with these different things and to buy into your program. So
Yeah.
there's so many different aspects of it.
Yeah. It means a lot to be able to tell somebody honestly, like, because everybody's worried about being scammed. Everybody is.
Absolutely.
I said, look, you put your deposit so that you could switch channels from looking for a puppy to getting ready for your puppy.
Yeah.
And my reputation is worth way more than your $500. Believe me.
100%.
I said, dig around and call me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But some people will scam even for less. Like, so I understand people's skepticism, these days. Like, it's wild. It really is. But yeah, to build your brand and, for people to be bought into you, you're constantly showcasing yourself and showing that you're real. And then, the deposit's no problem at all.
Yeah. And it sounds simple, but it's not hard to, okay. When I bought my first oldie, it was $3,000. That amount of money on a dog made me uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I found a place, someone had them in Arkansas, and they agreed to let me come to the house, and I went and saw the dogs. I'm like, I at least got to see it.
Yeah.
I know people do this. It happens. It's, regular in circles, whatever, just not ones I'm used to, but it happens. So I was like, well, let me go see. And if nothing else, I can always show it back up and raise hell. You know what I mean? So
I know where to find you again. Yeah.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I have felt victim of getting scammed myself, not only once, but like 4 times.
Dang,
And
Bruce.
say, thinking that, well, I learned, and man, the thing is, the last time I got scammed, that's when I was buying Englishes. So the last time I got scammed, I already bought a dog before from this one guy, from the same guy. And he turned around and scammed me for $4,000 the second time. He had 6 puppies, right? He had 6 puppies. He sold them 6 puppies like 7 different times.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. It's a guy even overseas sent that guy 10 grand, man. Hey, and the thing about it, you really can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you can cause drama and go down there and
That's
because
right.
he
A
lived in
civil
Florida.
matter. It is a
Yeah.
civil matter.
And man, just think of the guy overseas that sent them 10 grand.
Oof. It's a lot of money to be out.
And he really can't do anything.
I'm gonna
You
send
know?
another 10 to find you.
Man, hey, I'm telling you,
uh,
scammers are out there. And
everywhere.
I advise everybody to be careful. Just like you did, Co-House, if you can go and see for yourself the
Mm-hmm.
pups, it's better to do it that way. I know it's time consuming. I know it costs a lot to fly, even even to drive. And it qualify when you drive, it just ain't no telling where it's going, how far you got to drive. I know it takes your time, but it'll all be worth it. It'll all
100%.
be worth it in the end. So
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to give up something to get something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, if they're not willing to show you, like, why? Yeah,
Mhm.
normally, that's, I'm not going to say it's a huge red flag. Sometimes there's different cases and things like that, but yeah, it's definitely a red flag. Like, why? I want to see the ancestors. I want to see the mom, dad. I want to see the living conditions. I want to see all this. I
Mhm.
want to see how they're being treated. I want to make sure, like, y- they're being taken care of, that there's not just feces all over the place and that's what they've been
Mhm.
living in, and I have to worry about that, bringing that back to my kennel and things like that. Like,
Right.
I want to see everything. I'm investing money into you, into your program, into your dogs, things like that. So definitely, I do my homework. I know
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much about you before I even come to you about buying a dog, because
Hmm.
yeah, it's an investment. If I'm going to pay $3,000-4,000 for a dog, whatever the case is, I'm definitely going to take the trip, pick that
Yeah.
dog up myself, make my pick in person, whatever the case is.
Mhm.
Unless, I already made the pick or whatever the case, I would much rather make it in person. But yeah, I'm definitely going to make the trip, and I want to see everything. I want to see everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yo.
Yeah. That's what I did. I drove up there. I saw everything, met the people, and I was like, okay, cool. I wanted it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They basically would
absolutely.
have had to, they would have had to ruin it. You know what I mean? And they didn't. You
Yeah,
know
Yeah.
what I mean? It was cool. It was a good experience. But just there's so many like FaceTime stuff like that. Like see the people, see that they have dogs. Like
Mhm.
none of it is like gonna prevent anything, but it all helps to build. You know what I mean? The case, build the
yeah,
confidence.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
absolutely.
mean, with Adonis, like I didn't actually physically see him until I went and picked him up. Mary Scribner, she lives about 14 hours, or no, 13 hours from where I am. But she was very, forthcoming. I mean, we were FaceTiming. I was watching them play. I was seeing her home, where she keeps them, what she feeds them. I mean, and we had done that for a while before I made the decision and everything. I was actually, I was in Croatia, Split, Croatia, in a pool in a spot, the resort there, and that's when I sent her the money, because I was like, you know what, screw it. So I'm in a totally different like continent, and I'm making the final decision to go ahead and get this dog I'd never put hands on before,
That's not
because
a flag or nothing.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean,
Wait,
now
what the hell? You just said that so
Right.
regularly, like,
Yeah. She
easy,
said I
Scarface.
was in
You're in
Croatia.
Croatia
I was
at the
like,
spa,
shoot it,
like at
send
the
it.
in a
Yeah.
spa.
pool, yeah,
Yeah.
in a
Wire
pool with a drink,
transfer.
yeah,
Wire transfer coming to you now. Like, if you
yeah.
fuck with me, I know where to find you. Like,
Well,
I
and then
I
and the
buy
turnaround.
tickets.
The turnaround on it was so crazy though, because I got back from Croatia. I got back, and then the next day had to go to work, and then the next day drove the 13 hours to go pick him up, and then the next day drove the 13 hours to bring him back home. And it was just, and like, so I'm trying not to have jet lag while I'm driving these 13 hours to go get this dog, from a family I'd never met before. And man, they welcomed me right in. They took me to dinner. I got to meet the rest of the litter, his mother, and it was just one of those things where it instilled a lot of faith, and I've never regretted it. So Mary's a real one, and that was one of those things where she gave me an absolute reason to trust. And I've never looked back. So and then obviously my pocket. These gentlemen know I got him from a friend of ours. So I'd known his dad and his mom for years prior to him even being born. So he was an imminent thing. I was eventually going to get a Chubb Rock son. It was just a matter of when.
Absolutely beautiful representation of the breed.
So I told you we was just gonna be folks for the night, right? Is Croatia? Is that where your people come from, or that's not
my people? No. I have a friend in Germany, and anytime I go to visit her, we take turns. She'll come here one year, and then the next year I go out to see her. And while we're at either country, we take little micro trips. Like I'll take her to the beach, or to go party up in Nashville, or to go see the aquarium in Atlanta. And then when I go over there, we went to Oktoberfest, like the real Oktoberfest in Munich one year. That particular year, we went to Croatia. We went to Mallorca, Spain. So I mean, Corfu, Greece. Like, so we go places, but they're tiny little micro trips, like several days, and then we're back to Germany eating bread, cheese, meat, and potatoes. Amazing.
I don't know. Maybe that's not the right way to ask that question, but you know what I meant. That was a different place to be at telling the story. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It was definitely not normal. It's not orthodox. That's true.
Used to hearing either military places, Germany, stuff like that. Okay, you know what I mean. But that was a new one on me.
A spa in Croatia, wiring money.
I buy pig food.
In the
Pig food in America. Yeah.
So they welcomed you. They're like, we know you're a made man. When Mary's family, they're like, come, we welcome you.
Man, I love it.
In a Bulgari sweatsuit. All right.
Oh goodness.
So Tuesday Night Bully Talk. How did it start? Let's have the origin story.
All right, so I'll say it because I got the call to actually start the Tuesday Night Bully Talk. Peyton Payne actually called me. He was actually the inventor, the mastermind behind what we were gonna start, and called me and he's like, "Hey, how about we start this podcast where we go on and really just talk dogs?" And we talked about how we were gonna keep it positive, how we were gonna really I wanted to make sure if I was going to be a part of something, there was going to be a foundation. There was going to be something behind it. You attach your name to something, you want to make sure that it's something that you want to attach your name to. And so we started it, and Bruce was actually the first person. This was almost 4 years ago. It'll be 4 years ago this October. Been doing it every single Tuesday.
Bruce was the first everything. He was the first man on the move.
Yes.
When,
at the meeting, he was the one that actually voted ABKC. He was said that's the name. I'm just joking.
Before Scump saw Watergate across the way, he told Bruce.
Yes. Oh man. But yeah, it was awesome. Bruce came on, and it was actually the whole intention was to have 3 people because we were doing Facebook at the time. Now we're doing StreamYard, so you can have more people. But it was to have 3, hosts and bring someone on. And Bruce was the first one that came on. The other, supposed to be host that we were, intended. He kept getting in Facebook jail, and he couldn't come on. And we're like, hey, maybe this isn't the right person to bring on, anyways. If he's involved in negative things, this is, a sign. And hey, that sign pointed straight to Bruce. That's exactly what I had in mind when we envisioned this this podcast, and instantly we're like, hey, come on as a permanent guest. I mean, a permanent host. So me, Bruce, and Peyton continued. We did that for about a year. And then Peyton, he had some situations going on, so he actually he's like, hey, I'm leaving the podcast. Y'all continue it. So me and Bruce came together. We're like, all right, well, let's see what we can continue to do with this. We do stand for something. We've become a small staple at that point, a small staple, like so, but it was something that people can view in on.
Yeah.
We went through a very, very muddy time, very, very muddy time. Um, when you lose, one of the co-founders, like the person that envisioned this, people are going to go with them too. Like it wasn't a messy breakup by any means. Peyton still views into our lives. We
Yep.
still have very good relationships with him. But he needed to step away and we respected that. But yeah, there was, obviously viewers that left us. So we made the call to Amanda Jean Nixon because Amanda Jean Nixon was one of our most loyal,
The best thing that ever happened.
100%, 100%. There was a dark cloud on our live at that time, before him leaving, with him leaving, after him leaving. And we called Amanda. And like I said, she'd been viewing in. She'd been very, very educational in the comments, helping people with the comments.
Yep.
Like she was a part of our live without being a part of our live. So it was a very
Yep.
easy call. And she's like, "This is just a trial, right?" And I'm like, "Call it whatever you want." Because this was not a blind call. Like this wasn't something that we're like, let's just plug and see if it fills.
Yeah.
No, this is I like longevity. I like having, a fourth host that was, coming in, when Bruce was, had to work and things like that. I like consistency.
Yeah.
So, but if that eased her mind, hey, as a, just a trial, all right, yeah, it's a trial. And yeah, it was a trial period, and that's a trial period to see if we were going to last, not to see if she was going to be a permanent, but to see if we were going to be able to continue to move forward because it was tough. We're doing this every single Tuesday and we're getting different guests and we're trying to provide this platform. Like it's tough to get people every single Tuesday, especially when they don't really know who you are and your name's not really out there to the degree that it could be. But we stayed true, man. We stayed true and we stayed.
Let me ask you a sidebar question. Question. You ever had somebody that you really wanted to talk to, but you knew that they were just kind of on some other stuff?
Oh yeah, plenty of times,
man.
Yeah.
Once a month.
And you know what? That's one thing I like about us. Really, we agree on the host that we bring on. You know what I'm saying? So if one of us know how that person really are, guess what? Ain't
Yeah.
coming. Because we try to keep our show positive, no riffraff, no slandering other kennels. We don't want none of that on our live.
Right.
We try to keep it clean as we can keep it. But that's just how we always been. That's our trademark, man.
Yeah. So after a year, we brought Amanda on, and yeah, it was murky. There was times, and it was tough. Like it really was. But we stayed true to our core values, and it was awesome. If you're doing something, if you don't have core values, if you don't have values and morals on what you can't stand on anything. Your business, your beliefs there's nothing to stand on.
Takes integrity.
Like it's ultimately going to fail because you have no foundation. We had a foundation and we'd never ever transitioned from that. We never looked at the number of people that were viewing in.
Yep.
We never looked at let's get the most popular person. We passed up on a lot of people because it became where people were reaching out to us wanting to come on. So then it became very manageable with every Tuesday. Like now, like, man, the Nationals, like, man, someone won and man, I'm over there celebrating with him. Like, I'm going to be your biggest fan. And he's like, I want to come back on Tuesday Night Bully Talk again. Like, I want to, I'm like, yeah, I'm just celebrating. Like, this is, but definitely. So I ran over to Amanda. I'm like, hey, do we got this Tuesday,
Oh yeah, I've got the calendar.
Yeah. But it became something because we stood on values, and we never ever missed a Tuesday. Like we were consistent. We've always been consistent. Every Tuesday is a hard commitment. It's a hard thing to, put in because man, I didn't have good internet at that time. For the first like 2.5 years, I was going up to my store,
going out to the car. Yeah.
I manage a store here in town, and I would go up 2 trains?
Two trains, that's
Yeah.
it.
But I would go up to the store to get internet to do this for the first 2.5 years. Like, so imagine, like, every Tuesday, I'm having to go back up to work to
Man,
get on
that's
Yep.
pushing.
internet and to do these things. But we never ever stopped. And then the viewers started coming. The respect started coming. People started, like, we became a staple because we never, ever, ever differed from what we said that we were going to do. And it's always reach one, teach one. If one
Yep.
person was viewing, really, if one person was going to view after, like, we
Mhm.
didn't care. Like, we were going to continue to do it. We were going to continue to bring a person on to shed spotlight on them because
Mhm.
Yep.
they're a positive enforcement within the community and they have knowledge to bring. We
Yes.
never sit there and talk down to anyone and say, this is what you need to do.
Yep.
This is what you need to do. Like Amanda always says, we peddle access to people that have that knowledge, to have that, and we provide a platform for them to say that. And we're learning every Tuesday.
Oh,
Every single Tuesday, like, man, I love it. You know how much I've learned in this
Yep.
3.5 going on 4 years? Every Tuesday,
and
Yep.
every Tuesday, I am a student.
Mhm.
And it's so cool being able to ask these questions. Like, and sometimes it's, you got to like pinch yourself. You're like, man, like Dave Wilson is a very, very big advocate, and he is
very lucky.
the founder, CEO. Like, me and Amanda, like, we're able, like, the other day we were able to talk to him. And it's some awesome stuff that are taking place. And it was actually in coming on our Tuesday night bully talk. It was good, but yeah, it's awesome being able to have those relationships, and this has
Mhm.
really have helped form this. I told you backstage that I met Bruce, through this. Like,
Yep.
literally, the first time that I interviewed him, the first time that he came on, I had no idea like who he was. Like, and that's not a bash. Like, I just didn't know,
You
and he
know,
didn't know who I was.
yeah.
Yep.
Then a relationship formed, and Big Unk became, because yeah, we started, visiting each other. We started getting to know each other. We started having conversations. Way past dogs, financial,
Mhm.
spiritual, relationship, working out, like so many different things where it's way past it. And that's what I love about this group. These two right here and Michael Higginson, like, man, I would not trade them for the worlds. Like, we give each other, we banter, especially me and Amanda, like, that's a sister I never, ever, ever wanted. I never wanted her. But now that she's here, like,
Didn't.
I love her. And man,
Oh
I will
man.
stand toe to toe with anyone about her because she stands for things and I know her principles, her morals. I know where she stands with things, and I know that she's going to have my back just like I have her back. I
Yep.
know Big Unk, when I call him, it doesn't matter what time. I can call him 1 a.m. Man, he's
For
going to
sure.
answer. He's going to be like, what do you need? If I literally,
Yep.
I
Mhm.
swear to God, if I called him tonight at 1 o'clock and said, man, I need you, there
I'm
is
coming.
not a doubt in my mind. He would not even say why. He'll say, where are you?
Mhm.
Yep.
And he's in that Corvette because that Corvette is on the road. The
It's
engine's
all.
done
Yep.
with
It's
it.
mobile now. Woo.
Yes, and then Michael, same thing. Like, you want to talk about a
Oh
genuine,
man.
awesome, radiant person that can just light up a room, and brought us a curveball to our live.
Mm.
Brought us a lot of knowledge, a lot of different things. And again, we like consistency. And he, like, so having, now that we're on StreamYard, we're all able to come on, but we're on
Yep.
Facebook. It was 3 hosts, so we
That's
always
it.
had a fourth person because
Mhm.
Bruce has to work.
Mhm.
Certain nights he does swing shifts and things like that. So, like, once a month,
Yep.
his rotation. So we didn't want a third different person each time. We wanted consistency. And Michael filled that void and met and exceeded all expectations. And it's just become this quadcast, this foursome
Mhm.
that hold each other accountable, talk to each other about real life things.
Yep.
Man, are each other's biggest cheerleaders. We've done fun shows together.
Yep.
Man, such an awesome opportunity. Pull Up or Shut Up, Shanika White show.
Yeah.
It's just become, it's a family. Like,
Yeah.
and I think family is so loosely used in so many different things, but I think it's not used tightly enough here, because that's exactly what when I say we have each other's backs, it's cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love this, and it's one of those things where
Hey, you're muted. Cole House, you're muted.
can't hear you, Sykes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, ruh-roh.
Oh,
Man. No, I remember I couldn't hear when I first got on the show. Luckily, that was backstage, but ruh-roh.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, why he works that out, I'm gonna continue to give you all praise because this is awesome. Like every single Tuesday, and these opportunities, and like how many people have reached out to us about judging fun shows
Mm.
and about going, like us being interviewed, and people reaching out to us wanting to be interviewed. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's such an awesome platform that
For sure.
we've created, and man, without y'all this would have never. And Amanda, you are the glue that holds us together. Like
No doubt,
I give
man.
you so much shit, and I'm always
Man,
going to, and I get away with so much because I can tell her how she needs to. I can give her the harsh truth.
Yeah.
um yeah,
Can you
today
hear me now?
I
yeah,
said
we
Yes.
something
got
she
you
wasn't
now.
happy. Yeah, today I said something to her she wasn't happy about. I'm not going to disclose that. But
I was like, that is the meanest thing anybody's ever called me. Take it back.
yeah, I stand on it.
I
I
usually
stand.
double down. I usually
Uh,
double down. But your guys' relationship dynamic, whatever, it really comes across. You know what I mean? Like I won't go into it, but every one of you guys, like, it comes across that way. And
yeah,
it's a special thing when people, okay, look, I ain't gonna say no names, but I will just say this. Some people that have dog channels and stuff, they're guys and they come out and they talk dogs, but the chemistry and the putting together of it all and the how this thing actually comes across, you can see that it's kind of lost on them. It's not lost on you guys. You know
I
what I mean?
appreciate that, man.
You guys all know where you fit in this thing, and you guys all like the Lakers, right? It
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
Kobe and Shaq, and everybody knew their role. Everybody played their role,
yeah.
and like it comes across, Uh, like I said, we had Michael on before, so we've talked to Michael. It's okay
Yes.
that he's here. You know what I mean? He's not feeling well,
yeah,
but you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, man.
I can still say that other person is kind of that
yeah.
other
That's
spot.
man, that's music to our ears because literally, like, that's what you're talking about is the way that we view it and the way that we try to put it, but to actually hear that because man, Amanda is the point guard. Putting it in position standpoint, she's the point guard. We
Yeah,
know, like, we knew that I'm a talker, Amanda's a talker, but Amanda is more of a professional, very like can lead a conversation ways, and I can be like the shooting guard that, hey, pass me the ball, like, and then I'll give a little banter, make it where it's not where it too serious all the time. We really try to
Sure.
push a
Yeah.
point, but to ease it up, like give it a little laughter, things like that, but also play the shooting
Yeah.
guard. Bruce is down low at the power forward. When he gets the ball, we
Yeah.
listen, we watch. Like
Biggest-
as soon as he takes the mic, if
Hell
you
yeah.
ever notice, me and Amanda are like, yep, we're
There it
not
goes.
talking over him. We're not asking,
Uh-uh.
hey, yeah.
We
And when he gets all
put the
giddy
spotlight
and
right on
and
him.
and when he gets on something, like it's cool because he's got
yeah,
so much knowledge to share. He's a
yeah,
man of few words and
Mm-hmm.
more action. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's that guy. Like I'm a man of more words, and but I like to shed lights on others that, won't shed light on themselves. And that's what I do with Bruce. And then Michael was our perfect curveball.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect curveball where he comes in here, he gives us a lot of knowledge, he gives us a lot of the genetics,
yeah.
and man, it just became an awesome foursome. But I appreciate you saying that, man, because that was the whole intent.
So if I ever find myself piling over or looking over uh American Bully Peds Big Unc, what's your registered name in there, or what's your kennel name? How do I know which dogs were yours back in the day?
Man, you know what? When I was in pit bulls, my last name was first. All right. So moving on to pit bulls, and actually, I had a website back in 2001, I think. It was Glock Kennels. So I
Okay.
had some dogs after that, after that name, and now
Glock
it's
Kennel. My boy was in the streets.
I was,
hey.
I was,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was the name of it. So
Damn.
through the years, and then I changed it to Giant Factory Kennel. So now my dogs is under Giant Factory,
I love it,
say it
man.
again.
Giant Factory,
Oh,
Giant.
Giant
Giant,
Factory Kennels. Yeah. So my
Giant
my
Factory.
my first name gonna be Giant. And see, that's what I was talking about earlier, man. Um, it's been so many name changes, through the years. If you want to trace a dog's pedigree back years and years, you have to go all the way back and start where you left off at. You know what I'm saying? Where you left off, where you kind of can remember and watch the names change just
Mhm.
because of kennel and
Yep.
bloodline. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
yeah.
so it's like I don't want to do that much work anymore, you know. So hey, I just go with the flow now because that's a lot of digging, man. It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot.
It's a lot of digging, a lot of work goes into that for
Yeah.
sure.
But
Oh
no,
Yo,
my
you're right. Because now it's not razor's edge. It's not Michelin's. So and
yep,
now the blood is so watered down, and
God.
it's
Hmm.
because it's not from that. But I know exactly what you're talking about. So
yeah,
You're going back to like Iron Cross. Okay, which
yeah,
one? Or
yeah.
Muggle stick, Dax, close Dax. What kind of Muggle stick are we
yes.
talking about here? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
I'm glad I met Giant Factory Kennel Bruce because Glock Kennel Bruce seems like he was a different animal, man. It seemed like he was a different animal.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Mm,
And you know what, man? And the thing
I
is,
wasn't gonna touch it.
You get more
Oh
hey,
yeah, I
questions than you
will.
give answers at that point.
oh
He
man.
said, "Wait, you ain't gonna buy this dog? You ain't gonna send me the deposit? What you talking about?"
Yeah.
Or what? Every single time you go for a pocket anywhere, they're like,
Yeah.
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 Oh man, that's good.
So Amanda, do you breed as well, or you just show, or how does
I have not bred in a very long time. And a lot of that is just a time, just where I've been at any given moment. It was just never in a place where I felt I could devote the time, the attention, and the safety um,
All right.
to whelp. So right now, I'm just a stud owner. I show every once in a while. I judge. Right now, I'm actually
Hold on,
apparently
hold on, hold on,
filming.
hold on. I got to. We're not just a anything. I can't stand that.
Sorry.
There we
Right?
go. Come
Because
on.
if doing that lets you go to Croatia and just make baller decisions, you know,
Yeah, exactly. I was
it ain't
just at
it
the
ain't it
spot.
ain't just yeah, yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Well, but yeah. So I've kept it to that for now, and then recently I've started to. Well, it's not more recently. It's just I've been doing it more often. Filming the dog shows, and adding commentary and things like that. So it started at nationals 3 years ago, I think. I just was just filming just to film, and but like instead of just pointing the camera, and just kind of being there. I mean, I was zooming in, I was getting the gate, I was zooming back out, and I was commenting and making the announcement so that people that were tuning in at random, they would know exactly what class we were looking at. And so apparently that got pretty popular. Like we had a lot of people that they were just like, oh my gosh, you should do this every year. And so I did it the next year and then the next. And it's just I get a lot of positive feedback and people saying, this is the only way I was going to be able to watch my dog because I couldn't go to the show. So I sent it with a handler. It's the only way I got to watch my dog in the ring. And so that's pretty fulfilling. So that I've been enjoying that kind of new endeavor.
There you go. There you
I love it.
go.
Hey, so
Yeah.
yo, hey, co-house. So look, so back in the day, when Dave was showing UKC or whatever, when he came out with, hold over, we're gonna have a meeting. So we had him on our live. we had him on a live, and that was his first time being on a live because I think he'd been on there like 4 times.
Yeah.
But anyway, I said, Dave, I said, remember when you held a meeting, because he didn't remember me. I remembered him,
Mhm.
but he didn't remember me.
That's
So I
okay.
said,
Yeah.
remember when we held you had us to hold over after a UKC show, and we had a little meeting, and you presented to us, ABKC.
Mhm.
I said that, and you gave us like 60 days to get paperwork in, register free. And I kind of seen his eyes kind of booked like, right?
That was
So
you.
I said, remember, you also had a clothing line, and you had some jeans they called blow jeans. I told him all that, man. He used to throw a shirt. I
Hold
said, but you
on. They're called what?
blow jeans. He had a clothing line, and he was selling like blow jeans. They was nice jeans, but
Okay. Okay.
he said that
He was
he
an
said that
entrepreneur. Listen.
hey, look, I asked him, I said, man, what happened to the clothing line? And he said, man, it was like, didn't he say it was like 3 or 4 people involved in that or something like that?
Yeah.
He
I
was
want to
he
say,
was saying
yeah.
like 3 or 4. I guess it didn't work out, but they were nice jeans. I said, you will always throw them cheap ABKC shirts, but you will never throw us them pair of jeans.
Mhm.
but it was some nice jeans though, man. But I brought that back to his attention, and then he knew, really, I knew what I was talking about. You
Yeah.
know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
there, so I'm letting him know I was there when it started with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
Your
part
own
Yep.
of
pedigree.
that movement. And I think that really, I think that opened it up a little bit further. Cause I mean, we can sit there and we can talk dogs all day, having only been this in for a series, a shorter series of years. But when he found out that among us is one who was there at the beginning, who was actually evolving with him, with the AB,
Hmm.
with the breed, I think that just really put him in a real big comfort mode. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I mean, he has come back multiple times since then.
Yeah.
And it's because I think, we put him at ease, we make him comfortable, the way that we move. He does, there's no questions, there's no mystery, there is no, well, gosh, I hope this goes well. I hope, this is received well. There's never an issue with that.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with who we are, and the fact that Bruce, he has such an advocacy for it because he's been here since the beginning. So for him, this is a matter of deep involvement. So yeah, I think that definitely puts a lot of people at ease when they know that someone of that caliber
Yeah.
is part of our team for sure.
And you,
Yeah.
and
It's
you know
definitely special.
one thing that I done. I hate that I didn't keep showing. I hate I didn't keep presenting my dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I'm telling you, so from 2006 to 4 years ago, I got back in the ring. So I
Mm.
mean, I was gone a long time, from the show ring. But I wish I had stayed in the ring. I probably would have been, better than I am now. You know what I'm saying? Um, but man, I just wish I had stayed with it,
Hey,
because it
you're
was
in
something I
now. And
loved.
hey, when he came back in though, man, he started whooping ass, whooping
He came
ass.
out, yeah, he came out swinging,
Yeah,
man. I was like,
dual
damn it, dude, get
champion
back out of the
now.
ring, get back out of the ring,
And
shit.
now he's the judge of ICBR. Like, man, when he came back
Came out
with the
swinging.
paddle in hand and said, "Hey, Glock
Mm-hmm.
is back, baby.
Yo,
I'm gonna
so
keep them."
This, this is gonna sound like a dumb question, but it's actually a genuine, sincere question. Does the show ring guide how you guys breed?
Yes. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna tell you why I can answer that. It's because, okay, say for instance, all right, like now, okay. So me not showing, I like XLs, right?
Okay.
So actually, my XLs is too tall for the ring, right? So so XL have to be between 20, a male are 20 and 23 inches. My male's 24 and 25. So I had to change my breeding tactics because now I'm an ICBR judge. So if I talk the talk, I gotta walk the walk, right?
There you go.
there we go.
All right.
So I got a male to start cutting the height down on my dogs.
Yeah.
I don't breed a lot. I don't sell a lot. I breed for myself only first. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I always been like that. But I know all through the years, I always had clean dogs, always. But you know, so I knew I had to cut them legs down. So now I had to take a different approach, because if I want to compete, I got to be in breed standard.
yeah. All right,
So breeding matter.
that's
Yes.
fair.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just I like I said, I do oldies, and it's cool to take a dog and have a dog to show and all that, you know, but it doesn't really drive what I'm doing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but that's a good answer. That, you know, I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
No, I remember. I mean, my grandparents they bred working lines, hunting lines of golden retrievers, and they, I mean, they never showed a day in their life. These were working dogs, but so that while that didn't drive them, did they care what they bred? Absolutely, absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, and theirs was it wasn't just conformation, you know, and good health. It was instinct. It was drive. You know, of nature, and so a lot goes into it. And you know, is the show ring important? I think for a developing breed, absolutely. For a developing breed, I think that comes into play because the judge's sole job in a show ring is to basically point to the dog that literally that's the closest to the breed standard. Y'all need to be
100%.
breeding that.
I
So
agree.
that's showcasing a breeding stock, pure and simple. And even the AKC, UKC, CKC, you know, FCI, they're all going to tell you the same thing. That's what it is. It's a showcasing of breeding stock. And for the judge to literally pick the one that's the paradigm of the breed standard and be like, this is what y'all need to breed to moving forward. So yeah, show rings absolutely matter in that endeavor. But also at the same time, if you are producing working lines, then the proof is going to be in the performance more so than
Mhm.
anything else. And so that a whole bunch of other, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not saying oldies is a working dog. Believe me, I'm not saying that. If people say that, I'm not saying that. I just, like I said, I breed my dogs. I want to produce good dogs, obviously,
mhm.
and we have been, we are, you know. But I mean, I just and I hosted a show, so I appreciate them. I understand what they represent. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I maybe I'll get to the point where that guides my next decision, you know. But yeah, so I sent
Yeah.
Michael the link again. He said he wanted to come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
Hey,
feeling it.
I'm gonna touch on that real quick though about shows. Like, so is our program based on show dogs? Not necessarily. I like by the standard, and you know, the show ring is showcasing your dogs that are best fit the standard. Now, is every dog a show dog? Absolutely not. You know, there's got to be tools, but you have to understand your own stock and what to bring out and things like that. But I do think shows is an awesome opportunity to showcase what you have and to spotlight that and to, you know, get eyes on instead of just, you know, pictures and things like that at your house. So I think that shows can provide so many different things for people. And that's why I like going out, because I'm gonna be looking what not it. I'm gonna find something that I'm not even looking for at a show because something catches my eye, and then I'm gonna look further into it.
Mhm.
Especially if I see it in person, like there's no alterations, there's no hiding of anything. I
Mhm.
see the dog, I see the dog perform, I see the dog's movement. Now I'm going to look at the pedigree, now I'm going to look into it. But yeah, shows can provide so many different things. So I definitely a huge advocate for people just to get out, whether it's a fun show, sanctioned show. You know, if you don't if you're not worried about necessarily a title or, you know, competing, still get your dog out. It's great for socialization, but it's great to put your eyes on other dogs too and kind of know where you stand. You know where your program is and to self dissect. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm going in the right direction, because if you don't go to these, if you're just buying from one person or buying from your neighbor, the only dogs you have to compare to are
I,
theirs. Like,
I
you
know.
have
Yeah,
no other idea, and then just pictures. So to be able to go out and see, you can kind of grade to see where you're at. You know, like I said, you know, really self-reflect and see. And like she said, literally the champion title and grand champion title, that is literally the judge and the registry saying that's what you should be breeding towards. Not necessarily that dog, you shouldn't, but that
Yeah.
is the standard.
Mhm.
That dog represents this standard that I'm judging the best, and
Yeah.
that's how we should be going. Which is, a lot of people say they're competing against the other dogs. They are to a degree, but you're competing against the standard, and that's where the
Yeah.
title should come from.
Well said, my brother.
What's
Yeah.
happening, Mike?
What's up,
My
Money Mike?
gorgeous bald-headed brother.
Man, I was thinking y'all some good looking people, man. Good looking people,
Get the
man.
page from up above.
Listen, y'all, I'm down and out. That's a fact. But yeah, and y'all are talking some good stuff on here. I love each and every one of you, man. Tuesday night bully talk has been an honor for me. Uh, I kind of sat as the rover for a long time, and everything happened as it should. So glad that StreamYard allowed the opportunity to come in and do it every week.
Absolutely.
Um,
Man.
man, it's really been a blast, right? It's such a positive thing. It reaches so many people. Um, I think it's motivational. I think it's informative. I think it's educational. I think it shows that we all have a bond, even though we're all in competition, in some ways, and it's healthy and productive, and we get to bounce ideas around and talk to the people that are hot and talk to the people that got things going on and making things happen, and it's just to have a read on that pulse. It has
Okay.
I like that.
been a hell of a journey for me, man. I've really enjoyed it, and I've really got to ride between two different podcasts. And I told Raul when he called and invited me to co-host on the other show, I said, I'm already a co-host,
My boy. My boy.
and man, hey, that
Yes.
that
Good
was a big
times,
day. I
man.
got a breeding coming up with that little pup. We're gonna breed her to
Oh,
Hellboy.
that's cool.
Repeat breeding to Hellboy. But that was memory lane right there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, man. We went down
Yeah.
memory lane today for
Okay.
sure. That was cool.
Um, but yeah, y'all. You know, I
You
got
said
to
when
ride both. I
Raul,
got to ride both
yeah,
sides of it because, um, and for me, that's like the best of both worlds. It really was such a blessing for me because I love the deep dive education, and the rabbit holes that he goes down. It's such an honor for me to do that, and then I love the connection that we have to the community and the way that we interview and stuff. It's the best of both worlds, and it's been, and then I've kind of brought, well, how we are and what we are brought us together. It brought our worlds together, but I was kind of the connecting link that brought the round table together on one night a
yeah,
month on
Mhm.
QBN, and it's just turned into this conducive thing. This whole thing is great, man, and we're honored to be on your podcast. I've gotten to know you really well in a short time, my guy Cole House, man, and got to meet your whole family, man. Great
Yeah.
people. Uh, you're doing your thing too, man.
you really
Very.
are.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
You really
sir.
are.
let me
You're
tell y'all about this
consistent.
guy
You're
right here
doing
before
it.
I get off here, man, because I'm trying
Uh,
to smile, and I know y'all can see it on me. I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm out of it, dude. But I wanted to honor y'all, man, and my guy right here, man. Just come say what's up. But this dude right here, he's a nerd like us, man.
I love it.
He will dive off in some shit now. Don't think he doesn't do his research. Don't think he
Yeah.
if you're talking about something, he's already knowing a little bit about it at
Mhm.
least, and he's very informative, man. Sharp dude. He likes to dig into stuff, and in the short time I've got to know him really well. I've learned how he nerds out like we do, man, and gets off in this
Yeah.
shit. So
That's
it's
Got
been
awesome.
really
to.
cool,
You got
man.
to.
before you go,
I yeah.
before you go, I got a question for everybody. You're 9 years old. You're 9 years old. You got $1, and you hear the ice cream truck. What are you getting?
A bomb. With them
A
old
fudge
cherry
sickle.
bombs.
I'm getting a fudge
Okay.
sickle, baby.
Cherry
The fudge
bomb.
sickles
I have
coming
so many
home.
jokes, Caleb. I have so many jokes.
And now I got a fudge sickle waiting for me in there.
Hey, do y'all actually remember? Hey, do y'all actually remember the cherry bombs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my
For,
girls still
for,
get it. The
for,
red, white, and blue.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's mine. Yep.
Yes. I love the
Every time.
for
strawberry
me,
shortcake.
I like the bomb pops and what's the dream sickle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also the one.
I like them dream sickle, man.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that question. It makes you really go back to childhood.
Yeah.
That's a neat question.
Because okay, we're all old enough to remember when you had to experience the world as it passed by. You couldn't
Right.
just have everything all the time. Stuff was available when it was available. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Fresh Prince when it was on.
Yeah.
I
And
can
when it was
still
on, it was
recite
on.
that song. I can still recite that song, man.
Hey,
West Philadelphia.
Oh man.
Real
yeah,
talk.
I remember, man, getting out of school, man, running around and getting my daylight till the street lights come on time, and then I'm running back trying to catch my cartoons when they hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
Back
I
with
tell you,
Saturday night TV, like Saturday night or Saturday morning,
Uh-huh.
cartoons or Sunday morning cartoons, whichever one it was. It's that long ago, but they were amazing.
It was
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons, and TGIF was Friday night.
hey, when
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little kid, it was I love those the shows like the Jeffersons and Roseanne and
Family Matters.
Family Man.
Yeah.
I grew up on all that stuff, but I think the coolest people in the whole world to me was Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and maybe Chuck Norris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Bob Marley. Those are my heroes when I was a kid.
Bob Marley.
Yeah,
It always says so much about a person, don't it?
yeah,
I know. He makes
yeah.
sure like he's
My
talking
three
about these.
people are Chuck Norris. Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Bob Marley.
You make so much more sense now.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
puppy.
Look at that. Look at that. Let me come
Is that Pinkerton?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Looking good, man.
The pig, man.
Nice. Oh,
He's
goodness.
looking
Yeah,
at Mama.
Yeah. Does he have a favorite?
No, I don't have a favorite.
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah. I
this
see
is
you.
Talking
definitely,
about the dog.
hey, this is definitely my guy right here, man. He's not the only good-looking pup, but he's just, I'm sucker for that lilac, man, and he's, I don't know, man. You got the dogs that choose you, and the ones you choose, and this will just work both ways. I really love this dude, man.
So what's the final count? How many puppies did you end up keeping?
I kept 3 males and 3 females off this litter.
Good gracious.
Should we
Yeah.
ask Christina how many dogs y'all kept off this litter?
Yeah.
Michael is moving in with them next week in
Yeah.
their new house.
Yeah. Hey, the thing about it is, man, boy, y'all opened a can of worms there. I tell you what, it's.
The can of worms have never really been closed.
Let me just say it as simple as I can.
Yeah.
You there's something I did right where I did this a different way than most people did because I came in the game late and I'm older, and so oh, this is Mama's baby. She wants to show you her baby.
Oh my god. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
He little bluey.
Nice.
with the
Oh,
racing.
yeah,
Yeah.
really,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
He's a cool dude, man.
Oh, Bluey.
But here, but he's so sweet. But I decided I wanted to do this 20 years before I did it. I really run it down, and I about let go of it a million times, and Raul got me fired up again, man. And I was watching him, and I was like, man, I want to learn about the breed and stuff. And then I was looking for somebody to kind of get education from, and I said, man, he's talking a lot of big shit. I'm gonna start fact checking this dude. Like he's really running reckless. Like he knows some shit. I'm gonna fact check him, right? So
Into
I
your fact
start
check, you're
taking
like,
I start taking notes and fact checking him like crazy, and I'm like, man, dude's Yoda. You know what I'm saying? And then so I'm like, well, I found a place to get my education. So I spent 2 years studying dogs before I ever even thought about getting one. I got my first dogs from QBN, just homage, man. You know, I felt like I got what I had from him. I wanted to start there. Him and I both really weren't show ring people then, just into genetics and the dogs. And then got into the show world. Went to my first show in Bruton, Alabama. No, that's where you're from. I went in Bemer.
Birmingham. Well,
No,
wait,
Bam.
Besmer. Besmer.
It's
you know, well, Adam
Bam.
said it's not Besmer, it's Bemer.
Bam.
That's Amanda's
Adam told me it's
backyard.
not Besmer,
Amanda's
it's
Yeah,
Besmer.
backyard.
Yeah, that's what he said. But anyway, um, so I went there and that's where I met Caleb. That's where I
We
met
were
Uncle
all
Bruce.
there. We were all there.
That's where I met
that was
everybody,
Bruce's
man.
That was
first day
cool.
back in the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Bruce
Nope.
kicked butt that night. Bruce kicked butt that night, and Genesis came in, and everybody like dual grand champion Genesis, raw, and I came
Oh my
to see the
god.
dog. Like I had heard all about Genesis, and that was my chance to see him in person.
He's
I mean,
as
he's one of the
advertised.
reasons I came, and I got a stud credit from him that night. You know, that was
Uh-huh.
part of my trip. I was like, is he what I think he is? And he was, man. He was a beautiful specimen. And so he finally come, you know, and I had met him backstage and took pictures and the whole deal, but I got to see him
Oh
come into the ring.
gosh.
And
Oh my
and
gosh.
and the Kaya always shows Genesis just about, you know, but here comes Caleb in the ring with Genesis, and he's so in the moment he doesn't even realize. He turns back, realizes he's kind of dragging Genesis, and he looks back.
And he hears
Genesis
everybody
is dropping
in
a
the crowd.
deuce. I'm
Yeah,
talking
because everyone's
about.
going, oh, and he didn't catch it.
Oh
He looked
my
back and he's like, oh.
And
god.
everybody's like, "Oh shit!" You know, and it was a giant pile of shit, man.
It was massive. I mean, he'd been holding that.
It was
Yeah.
something I'll never forget, man. And
That
then
was so
and
cool
then he
that we
went in
were all
there and
there.
mopped the floor with him. So
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so glad we remember this
He was
together.
shitting on the competition. He was
yeah, he was, and that's what we
Absolutely, yeah,
and that's what we
right.
Yes.
said, man.
Hey, I
And
think the three of
Kay-
us actually shared the ring that day. Amanda, Bruce, and myself
Yeah.
actually were able to share the ring together.
And
And I think
Amanda
that's the
too,
only
yeah.
time we ever shared the ring together. Like we all competed against each other.
Yeah.
And Trayvon,
Yep. Sure. Yep.
our guy Trayvon was there. He's the one that brought me to
Yeah.
it. I went there to support him. I didn't even have a dog in the fight.
Nope, you
Yeah.
I just went to
you
meet
just-
everybody and get a feel for the show ring and meet and meet the dogs and watch my guy Trayvon do his thing
Yeah.
and
Good
support
memories,
him
man.
and meet all these people he'd been talking about and stuff. And that's how this whole thing started, man. That was the day it all began on this side.
Real
of it, you know?
talk. That's crazy.
And I called Raul that day and I said, Raul, ask me what I think we're missing. And he said, what are we missing? And I said, if a man doesn't develop titles in the ring, he's missing something that really matters when it comes to being, when it comes to building a legacy as far as a breeder. You can't leave that out. It's a big part of what makes you something substantial. It's a part of what makes your program solidified, in my opinion, when it comes to the American Bully. It's not like that in all breeds. You know, some breeds, especially some of the breeds you work with, Coalhouse, you know, like the majority of y'all's breed gets sold and loved without ever touching confirmation. And that's because most of what people want about your breed is more extreme than what they want in the ring. Because you're you know, it's like double XLs. People, they don't show double XLs, but you see them. People love them big monster dogs, you know.
Like I don't care
But
what nobody
for
says.
like what we were doing, that was when it dawned on me. Like,
Yeah.
You know what pet homes like? I swear they like it. They love that bulldog underbite.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? They think it's cool. You know?
It creates a dialogue. You're like, you mean mugging me? What you want? What's
Yeah.
that face for?
I
Gives us some
learned a lot from
personality.
Jamie about how I gotta go. The breed type of the skull, the way the underjaw comes up from the bottom and makes and flaps over that top jaw is a part of their breed type.
Mhm.
It's a part of the shape of the skull. It's supposed to be that way. it's more than just an underbite. It's that shape of that whole mandible and the way it pops up
Hmm.
from underneath. It's got that slope. And I didn't know it was all that, but I learned it's really cool.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just honored to have met all of y'all, man. Honored to have y'all as my family. And this thing has gotten so much bigger than dogs, but it's also grown, in the last what have I been involved 2 years yet? Is it 2 years now?
Almost, I think.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's done a lot since then,
absolutely.
It's been an honor, y'all.
We appreciate you, man.
Sorry I couldn't be here all night, man. I
Oh no,
felt terrible about it. I want to jump on a
go
minute.
get some rest. I think your honey-do list is going to be pretty ample tomorrow. So you're
Oh
going
my God. Look, my face is so red, dude. I'm just beat down, man.
to rest, man. It was good having you
I'm
on.
beat down.
Okay, so
Glad you made
Mike,
it.
Well, salute to y'all, man.
you're welcome
You
here.
too, man.
Yeah. Thank you, my
Love you,
brother.
brother.
Thank you. Love y'all, man. Y'all be good.
All
All
right,
right,
Mike.
right soon, man.
Yep.
All right, so
He's so fun. I just hope he
Money
gets some
Mike.
rest. Yeah, he's
one of the most important questions I have for you guys here tonight is Pac or Biggie?
Ooh,
Good.
Pac talk some real talk, but Biggie, like you just like you listen. But I gotta go with Pac, man. I gotta go with Pac. It's hard to go against him.
street poetry.
It is
Yep.
literally.
Hey, man, look. I remember when they said Pop got killed. It was in '96. I was working in Mobile, changing tires on a truck. So I was on eating shift. So it was that night. And man, when they said Pop was, man, I cried like he was my brother. I actually cried, man, because Pop was man, you know,
Mm,
and
yeah.
I was just in love with his music, man. I cried that night though, for real. Really
Music's
did.
power, man. It really is.
Yeah.
It's powerful. Like when you really listen to it and listen to the lyrics and get into it, and
Yeah. I told y'all we wasn't gonna talk dogs tonight.
I like it. I like it.
All right. Nas or Jay-Z?
Mm.
I'm gonna have to go with Nas on that one.
Same here.
Okay.
Jay-Z was a genius. Like he really went beyond music and saw where his sweet spot was. But Nas was a dog, man.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Nas was real. He was palpable. But Jay-Z obviously was. He had a bigger team to help him build what he built.
Yeah.
Nas didn't really have that, and he still was as amazing as he was. So, I'd say Nas.
You guys don't know Nas came out with like 3 albums in the last 2 years, and they're all fire. Like they
Hey.
just don't fall off.
I hadn't-
That's what's up.
It ain't
That's
Nas
what's up.
buzz.
I'm old
Yeah.
now. I'm old.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't even listen to it no more, man. I mean,
Yeah.
My brother keeps me up to date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the truck with him. What's this? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. We get a couple more, and then we'll get out of here.
I'm here for it.
Snoop or Ice Cube?
Ice Cube, baby. Ice Cube.
Definitely.
Ice Cube spoke with some meaning. Snoop, you can vibe though. You can vibe. It depends on the mood. Depends on the mood.
Fair enough.
Actually, that's fair.
Fresh Prince or Martin?
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, yeah.
Just
Fresh
the
Prince.
childhood, like that's loyalty.
Yeah.
You can't go against that.
You grew
Fresh
up.
Prince for
You
sure.
grew up with him. Martin was already an adult, but you grew
Right.
up with Will Smith. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
All right. Family Matters or Full House?
Family matters.
Family
Yeah,
matters.
family members. Yeah.
Family matters.
All right. Friday or House Party?
Friday.
Friday.
Friday. The whole series. Give me the whole series.
Yeah, damn. No. Friday, definitely.
All right. Let's see here. Mixtapes or playlists?
Man, it's
Now,
questionable.
now playlists, like there's so many
Yeah.
different songs out there now, like so
Mhm.
playlists, like let me get a playlist for each different situation, like what I'm doing, working
Great.
out, vibing on a Saturday night, like you can have a playlist for each different thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
playlist kind of cheats with that.
All right.
It was cheating, but in such a good way.
Yeah.
I miss being able to touch it.
Mm.
Buying a CD and flipping through the
At the
booklet.
trunk of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, reading the lyrics, all that stuff. Oh, yeah, this produced by yeah,
I
okay.
know. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks. It really does.
It's all right though. It's all right. I just want to tell y'all once again, bro, I appreciate every one of you guys for being on here with me tonight. I don't know where my brother's at. He got the same link. I'm gonna have to investigate. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, I appreciate what you guys do. I watch it every week. I look forward to it every week, and just seeing how you guys interact with each other, whatever, is dope. And who you guys having on next week?
So,
We actually have
I'm
a
not.
awesome special taking place. So we are gonna have actually like 8 photographers come on. We're gonna actually give a platform for photographers, give them their flowers. To name a few, we got James Aba, we got the Goats, we got George Bailey, we got Sierra Kennedy, we got Nakai Weddle, we have Mercedes. So we have a plethora of we have Tim Bob Jones. We have some
we might be
awesome
having Mary Scrivener.
photographers. Mary Scribner, but photographers, because so often they are behind the scenes. They're literally behind the lens. So they're not getting the spotlight. They're putting the spotlight on the people they're capturing the pictures for. So we're gonna do it a little different. Show season's really kicking off, really, kind of midway March, go through the spring, summer kind of dies off, and then the fall hits hard. But we want to put the showcase on photographers and give them their, 10, 15 minutes each. So it's going to be a different live this Tuesday. Thank you for asking. And but it's going to be awesome because what we're hoping that comes of this is photographers just iron sharpening iron. It's not necessarily us getting to know them, it's the community getting to know them and them getting to know each other and relationships forming and where they go make money because they're getting, if they get one more lock in than what they were going to get, or if they get one more tidbit
Come
from
on,
another photographer.
come on.
Uh,
Yes.
so I'm very much looking forward to this Tuesday. Like we try to think outside the box always, to make it where it's not the same. I like consistency. But we like to bring a different feel towards things and put different people in spotlights that some people wouldn't think to put in spotlights.
Oh, for sure. Like the excitement of it is amazing because just like you said, that like these are people that like the reason you're able to market your dog is because they are so damn good at their craft. Like you can't have a banner without a great picture, you
Yeah.
know.
And
Yeah.
for so many incredible photographers to agree, like literally when I say that it was very tough, 2 years ago getting people to come on every Tuesday. Now, like, the Rolodex has increased. We're able to, call on more people. We have more people to call on. We have more doors that we've entered. We have more people that we can, in our phone book that we can, like, man, OG Ramos, for instance, like we can call on him. He would go on 4 or 5 weeks in a row, like speaking some awesome, awesome facts, different things. Marcos Suarez, we have him coming up. So we have some awesome people that we can call on and just bring on at any time. And it's a blessing. It really is.
Honored, yeah.
So what does the future hold for Tuesday Night Bully Talk?
Keep
more
going.
consistent more consistent lives, man, just more visual representation of what we're doing, the background, things like that, and really just putting spotlight on, again, the positivity.
Mhm.
We feel obligated to be a positive staple in the community because there's so much negative sells. If there's a fight right now on Facebook, if someone goes live and two people are fighting, whether they're throwing hands or whether they're arguing,
Yeah.
that draws attention. Conor McGregor sold fights. Muhammad Ali sold fights because it's drama. There's buildup.
Yeah.
We think the difference. Let's stay consistent. Let's stay true with morals and ethics. And I'm not saying that you can't have that with that, but principles. Let's not chase a number.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's really chase knowledge, and let's provide that, whether it's tonight they're viewing in, or whether it's 6 months from now, 8 months, or just that one person's viewing in and they learn something. Let's continue to provide that for them. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna continue to be that. We're gonna put the spotlight on the people that need to be spotlight, and we're gonna be a positive staple in this ever changing and sometimes negative world. Some people like to say communities negative. It's people within the community, but the world is very, it's a crazy world we live in, and it's easy to put spotlight on negatives that are happening.
When
you
there's so
know
many things that are.
if you yeah, like a lot of reviews, you only leave a review if you're like, I can't, man, I really want to leave a negative review. Like, you could get awesome service and you're not leaving it because you're hoping for that. But we like to leave that positive review on someone. We like to leave that positive impact on the community.
There we go.
Yeah, and literally, and I've said it before. If even so much as one person comes in my inbox or any of our inboxes, and it's just like, listen, I took something that I learned on y'all's show and it saved my dog's life. That's enough. That makes the entire thing worth it.
Yep.
100%.
Every
Yeah.
man.
It's bigger. It's bigger than an audience. It's the right audience, the right people, the right knowledge you're providing. And we stand on that.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, thank y'all for coming on with me tonight.
Man, thank you.
And like I said, hopefully in the future, y'all do something crazy and we'll get to come on here again and talk about it.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's coming up. Watch. We got some awesome opportunities that have a lot of doors that have opened themselves, and we're going to enter. And we'll let you know what we find.
All right. That's a deal.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
Everybody have a good night.
Brandon,
All right,
damn
Cole House.
you. Damn
Take it
you
easy.
calling me Carl in the comments. Bye.
Yeah, Brandon had